So Gemini, welcome back to Rogue Mystic Divination, and this is going to be your monthly for July. It is July. I kept wanting to say June, but it is July, and that card was not for you. That was just to set up my staging and everything here. So we are going to just randomly pretty much pull cards to see what kind of energy is coming out for you for July, and I don't know. I think that this month is going to be pretty interesting for you, but it's more of what you're going to see going on around you. It could be a lot of indirect impacts for you, because that's what it's feeling like right now, but let's see. Well, starting off with death in reverse. And, Alright, it's almost as though this Queen of Swords is coming out strong. This Queen of Swords may actually be you, because you are an air sign, even though Libra and Virgo are on there. It feels as though this is probably how you're looking at the outside world. You're looking as though you have unbiased judgment. Maybe people are coming to you for advice, and someone may be regretting taking that advice or not taking that advice. Because with the Magician in reverse, there's a lot of, you have the right tools, you have the right resources, but right for what? It's almost as though you've been going through the game of life and just picking up things here and there because, oh, well, that looks interesting. That looks useful. I don't know what this is or what it does or what it's supposed to do, but I'm going to take it anyway. And it's not that you're a klepto, because that almost came out, but I think you could be doing this with people too. You know, and it's like, well, they look available, they look interesting, I'm going to go see what they're all about, or not even see what they're all about, and that's the issue. You're not, you may not be seeing them in their entirety. You may not be seeing people in their entirety. It's almost as though you're picking it up and saying, huh, that's a thing, that's interesting, and putting it in your collection. Almost as though quantity matters more than quality, or I'm seeing an image of someone that, like some old hoarder that just like picked up things because they like things, and there's some really valuable things there, but they never took advantage of that. Or there's some really useful tools there, but they never took advantage of that. They never learned how to use them. And I think that's why the Magician's coming up in reverse for you. It's likely that you have even amassed a bunch of situations, a bunch of relationships, a bunch of opportunities for yourself, but you don't know what to do with them. Or you're not sure what you want to do with them. And that's why there's this resistance to change with the Death card in reverse. And it's also what's putting you in a stage of regret. It's like, I've done all this, and you may find that you don't have any love for what any of this is. It's almost as though you go into the medical field because it will make you money. It can be diverse if you want it to be. You deal with a lot of people for the most part as far as clients go, and a lot of different people depending on where it is that you work, and you have licensing, so you can repurpose that to go different places, and it'll always benefit you, right? And it's like, yeah, but you don't love it. You don't love the work. You're not invested in it long term, and I think a lot of this too is you getting into this position where, why am I here? What am I doing this? It's not a crisis of faith in yourself. It's just like, I just did this because this was an opportunity, and now I'm in deep, and now I don't know what I want to do with it. Almost feeling as though you're at a dead end with something, but you're not. Remember, whatever field it is that you're in, there's different levels of public interaction you could be in, more learning you can take on to transfer into a different role within a company, within a field, within a industry. So I think at the beginning of August, you're going to see yourself reaching out to some of those avenues and really utilizing some of these things that you've been collecting. You may have a few people that are good connections for you, that will offer you information, that will offer you, a reference, or have some suggestions as to what you could do with your career, because this does seem to be skewing a little bit more career focused. However, I also want to say that this is not just career. These opportunities, these things that you've been collecting, these connections that you've been collecting, whether they're with objects or people or situations, they are all just kind of seeming to sit there stagnant, waiting for you to choose what kind of personal transformations that you want to make. And I don't think it's that you're neglecting them during July. I think it's more along the lines of you start to look harder at something and then you get distracted by responsibility. You get distracted by routine. It's like, well, yeah, I want to go back to school. Yeah, I want to get different licensing. Yeah, I want to see where else it is I could go within this field. And whenever you have time, quote unquote time, right? Who has free time to look into any of this? Because I think that's one of the things that you're saying. Who has free time? You have issues sleeping lately, and the communication that you want to have with the Page of Swords, you're not having because something else keeps drawing your attention. Like, again, you always go to the movies on Fridays or Wednesdays, or you always, like, you have done a lot to keep your life full and busy and kind of regimented, and that may be why a lot of this stuff is falling flat for you. Like, you're seeing the new movies, you're seeing the new plays, you're meeting new people, but what's the purpose of it? It's like you're trying to find meaning for some reason. Something's happened to where you're starting to look towards what meaning does any of this have right now? Like, you like that person, but why are they in your life? Why did you put them in your life? Because I think this is a very distinctive trait of Gemini, is sometimes you will pick people up and put them in your life. And the same way, it'll happen the same way. You can pick people up and just put them out of your life. And people will look at you kind of give you the side eye for that. It's like, what was the purpose of that? Like, why were you even involved with that person? Why were you friends with that person? And it's likely that you see a lot of this as opportunity. And it's not the opportunity to use somebody or see where they're coming from or anything like that. It's just to be around maybe a different universe is the best way to put that. And we've also got the Seven of Swords. And I don't know why I'm laying it out like this. This is just kind of organically how it's going. It's almost as though, because now I am going to admit, with the Seven of Swords, I was sitting here kind of turning it around and folding it and stuff like that. And I'm not sure if it was upside down or not. I'm not sure if it was in the reverse or not, but that's the way I'm putting it down. And I think that's how you're going to end up dealing with these situations. It's like you're communicating something, you're turning your back on unfinished situations, looking towards where things are going to take you in the future. And I want to say doing your best to utilize your unbiased judgment and not use momentary feelings or momentary knee-jerk reactions to choose something. Like, you're trying to sell an idea to yourself. Yes, I want to do that because I get this, 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 and this out of it. It's going to cost me this and this, but those things weren't doing anything in my life anyway, so I don't care. And there could be that fear of regretting letting something go, but I think it's just because it's part of a routine. It's part of a stagnant situation for you. And with the Seven of Swords in reverse, I think that may be why you feel like you're getting away with leaving something behind. Letting it go its own way, and maybe leaving someone on red even. You know, I don't think you feel like you're ghosting them. It's just like, yeah, I talk to them every day and I'm going to stop talking to them every day. I don't feel like getting back to that person right now, so I'm just going to wait until I feel like it. And you find that you don't really feel like it. A lot of this communication seems to be coming from emotion, and it's not negative, it's not explosive, it's just kind of like the still waters run deep thing, right? Yeah, okay, so tying this all together seems to be the Ten of Wands. Now, with the Ten of Wands, it's about burdens, it's about responsibilities, about things that you feel like you have to do. And it's going back to that same idea of you have a schedule, you have this to do, you have that to do, and it all fits together. But I think the way that you've collected all of this has made you claustrophobic. And that's leading to burnout, because it's like, wait, I'm supposed to get 8 hours of sleep a night, and I'm not doing that. And that may be sending you into some kind of panic mode somehow. But it's not because it's something that you need. It's something that you feel you should have, and you don't have it because of other things that just kind of that you've picked up as you've rolled through life. And I want to kind of touch on that. Another catchphrase, right? A rolling stone gathers no moss, and you may feel like you've been stagnant for too long. And whenever you start to make this change, whenever you start to move things around, it's almost as though things just start kind of falling off due to your inattention. And I'll try not to make this too long, guys, but these are going to be your last two. Yeah, so all this is leading to personal transformation, because we have the Tower in reverse and Death in reverse over here, along with the Magician in reverse. So you could also find the skills that you've picked up along the way have not been what you wanted to do. And they're not doing what you wanted it to do for you through life. Like, maybe it's a dead industry now. Maybe it's something along those lines that you feel like it's changed enough, there's a different skill set, and it's not what you wanted to be involved with anymore. And with the Page of Wands showing up in reverse too, I really want to say that this is a safety burn situation. You're kind of burning away all the things that you don't want to pay attention to anymore. If you look at things and you don't recognize it, like, why did I pick that up? Why did I start doing that? Why did I start learning how to knit whenever I don't even like the feeling of knit clothing? Why did I, stuff like that. Why did I buy a sewing machine whenever I've never bought any fabric to turn into anything? And it's not just hobbies, it's, like I said, it's everything. Every area of life, everything you do, and you're just kind of like, okay, this is a controlled burn, and some things are just going to go, and if I want to do it again at some point in time, I can do this again because I did it before. But Gemini, that's going to be reading for the month of July, and like I said, most of this seems to be a lot of introspection, a lot of self-discovery, you looking at your life and saying, why did I start to do that? Why am I involved in that? Asking the question of, why is my time and energy going in this direction? And within the first week and a half of August, I do believe is whenever you're going to start moving in the direction that you want to. Because this is just, this really feels like time for you to clean house. But thank you for tuning in. Remember to like and subscribe. And I'm still doing my best to do the dailies, and I should be adding weeklies back. So thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.